Well, good morning, everybody. Happy hump day. How's everybody
Good morning.
doing?
Good morning.
Yeah, I am ready today, brother. Here you go.
Cheers it up.
Cheers. Oh, man, I hope everybody's doing well. I know we're going to have Piper Academy jumping on in here shortly. So appreciate all of that. But listen, we've got some streamlining to do today. Joe's got an appointment, so we want to make sure we get through everything. And, man, Joe, I got to believe you've been busy. It's been kind of volatile in the market since you and I talked last night. My goodness.
Oh my gosh, it's been crazy, but and that's why I trade level by level. So you have to react to what the market gives you, not so much predict. That was my biggest downfall early in my career. I would predict. It's like, oh, it's going here. It has to go here. No.
Yep.
It can do whatever it wants.
That's damn straight about that, man.
Yep.
Damn straight about that. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's I got two Bitcoin items to talk about, and then we'll let Joe get into the Bitcoin chart, and then we're going to be talking about a few other things today. We're going to be talking about Bhutan. It's something we've talked about before here on this show. But we're going to talk about that. We got a little Cardano news, some Coinbase news as always. We're going to talk a little bit about JPMorgan Chase and about the DOJ getting their hands on some Bitcoin. So I think we got people starting to pile in now. So I'll jump in. Here they come. Jesse, good morning to you, sir. Appreciate you being here. And to everybody, Piper Academy related, Sadie, appreciate you being here. We're not going to go shout out the entire chat today because, again, we need to clip along and wrap up within about 45 minutes. So here we go. Here's the first piece of Bitcoin news today. We're seeing this more and more, Joe. Bitcoin Depot partners with IGA, and not necessarily about ATM machines, but they're trying to get ATM machines in these grocery stores across the U.S. But the fact that there's so much with the way of trying to integrate with a lot of the brick and mortar, the retail type of things here in the US, we're seeing more and more of that. And now it's putting Bitcoin ATMs in all these IGAs. I don't know. Anything you want to add to that, Joe? I like seeing all this. I'm not going to lie.
The first time I saw a Bitcoin ATM machine was several years ago. And it was in a very small town. And I was really excited about it, because at this time I wasn't, too involved in it. But when I saw it, I was like, hey, maybe this is becoming a thing. Sure enough.
Yep. And here we are now. They, trying to put it in IGAs, and IGA is pretty big, a grocery store across the U.S. So, winner, winner, chicken dinner is the way I look at that whole situation with regard to, spreading the word when it comes to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Lads in the house, appreciate you being here. But how about this? We can't have Bitcoin news without Trump being in the Bitcoin news. And here we go. Forbes says President Donald Trump is now one of the largest Bitcoin investors on the planet.
Wow.
How can you like, I don't know. I feel like you should have like, you're like the largest Bitcoin investor on the planet. He owns, according to this, approximately $870 million in Bitcoin.
Jeez.
Holy cannoli is all I got for that. I mean, I know he's not the only one. There are a lot of other people, Michael Saylor, etc., that have tons of Bitcoin, but like, wow. Trump, I don't know. We talk about it all the time, not necessarily a fan of the way that they're manipulating. And yes, exactly. Alexander G just popped in, and yes, holy balls. Exactly right. Wick's wife in the house, all Piper Academy kind of jumping on in here. Appreciate you. We are going a little bit quick today because we gotta wrap things up in about 45 minutes. So Joe, is going to go into the Bitcoin chart, and then we're going to get through the rest of this news. Thank you for Piper Academy coming on in here. Appreciate all of you. Dave Digital dropping those magnets. Appreciate it. All right, Joe, if you're ready, we're going to bring you up and you're going to run the show.
Yep, that'll work.
All right, there it is.
All right, very good. So just to let you know, this is a few things that we've been talking about the past few days. Here we were talking about the potential double top. This was in my VIP group, but we were also talking about this on YouTube. And this is basically plan A is coming down. Plan B, it could come up. Nobody knows what's going to happen. It could have bounced here on this zone. Then fast forward to, I believe it was yesterday on the YouTube channel, where price did come down, and then now price is here. So because it came down this far, it could roll over, but we just need to wait. And this yesterday I was saying we need to wait a few hours to see if we're going to bounce up or potentially come down. The chance of it coming down is pretty great. However, if we come up here higher to the 382 level, now we're gaining strength and we could bounce somewhere down here to come up. And this is, again, why I do level by level. There's my forehead. Oh, my gosh. So here we go. Here we go. This is what we were looking at yesterday, where, the price, this is the explanation I was doing. This, where if it comes up to about the 382, now it's gaining strength, pretty much what I just summarized. However, look at this. This is where the price action was at the time. And this is me just drawing it when the price was here to show what I'm looking for as far as potential strength, breaking this high, coming up higher, then it's gaining strength. Here, we had the price come down to the exact point where I thought it might go to. Here, it came up, creating a lower high. That's what I'm trying to illustrate here. We did, in fact, do a lower high, and then now coming down. Now, just because I did this and it is pretty spot on, does that mean I know exactly how the price is going to move? We called this move, we called this move. Nope, sure doesn't. These are just probabilities. These are probabilities that I have. Sometimes they play out to the T, as you can see here, and I have multiple examples of this. Sometimes I'm completely off, where I think it's going to come down and it goes straight up. So once again, if I ever do these and you're like, oh man, he's been right the last 9 out of 10 times, let me go all in. No, because it could easily do whatever it wants. So right now, what do I think is going to happen? Bitcoin, I do think potentially we could see this right here, where we come up to potentially do a lower high. This, when it retraces, this is what I'm looking at. This is my decision point. That's the yellow dots. This is what I'm looking at. I'm looking to see if, in fact, we get strength to come up here to break this, and then now start doing something like this to where, okay, we had this right here. Let's either continue, and this is one thing that we have to point out too. Let me go ahead and hide this. We are starting a range. I don't know if y'all can see that, but here is pretty much our range. This is what I see as a range. Now, granted, we did break below it coming up. So what we could do is we could get very boring and trade in this range for an extended period of time, where we come up and down and up, kind of the middle of the range, then the bottom of the range, until eventually it breaks out to either the upside or the downside. But right here is where I'm looking. Once it comes up and it goes back about 38, 50%, this to me is my decision point. Are we going to attack up or down? So at this current moment, I do think that we're going to go up, but where, to the top of this or the bottom just to roll over, I don't know yet. I need to wait for this decision point. So this is my thought process when it comes to Bitcoin. Right now, I do believe that we're starting to establish a potential range. Could I be completely wrong? Sure. There's a lot of other traders out there that may see a shoulder, head, and a shoulder. If that's the case, the only way this is possible of succeeding is if it breaks the neckline. This is why I trade, you guessed it, level by level. So this is my zone right here that it needs to break. If it breaks underneath this zone, and we'll go ahead and give you some levels as well. If it breaks underneath, make sure the magnitude is on 110.384. We do have a potential area where it might bounce 109.641. So just because it breaks this level, please do not say, oh, it's a head and shoulders, it's going to zero. and then you leverage, and then you get wrecked because it bounces potentially here at 1096. So again, just be very careful. There's several ways of looking at it right now. For me, I'm more leaning towards this potential range, and then we'll just see what happens. So that's my thought process on that.
All right, fair enough. And as always, guys, we're going to be heading over to Joe's stream right after this. Like I said, we're definitely trying to kind of clip along here a little bit today. So Joe, because Joe has an appointment, his stream is going to be even abbreviated. So you definitely got to get all your requests in early if he's even going to be able to handle them today. I don't know. I don't know.
Yes, definitely put those requests in, put those questions in, and it'll be a quick show. And thank you for everybody smashing the like. You guys are the absolute best. And I love seeing the chat going. I love the magnets.
Yeah, love the mag. That's right, man. Those magnets are flying. I love it. I do love it. All right, we're going to keep going. We're going to talk a little bit about Bhutan here, the country that was mining Bitcoin. Joe and I talked about this, I don't know, a few months back now, where they came what seemed like out of nowhere, mining Bitcoin, creating a stash for their country. But that's not all they've done. They were one of the first ones, if I think actually the first one, to do a digital ID registry here. And now what they did, because they originally had that system on Polygon. And as we go through this article real quick right here, they've now migrated over to the Ethereum blockchain. So basically, it's saying that they have migrated their self-sovereign ID system to Ethereum from Polygon, allowing the 800,000 residents to verify their identities and access government services. The integration with Ethereum has already been completed, while the migration of all the residents' credentials won't be finished until 2026, just so you know. And again, the links to everything I'm talking about are in the description. So you go ahead and follow up. You can see this also includes their tweet with regard to this. Basically, man, according to what the president's saying here of Bhutan, the milestone marks not only a national achievement, but a global step toward a more open and secure digital future for the long term. Well, okay. I'm not going to get, I don't think we have the time to get into the arguments and otherwise the debate on whether digital IDs, are they coming? I have no doubt. But you know, they're coming in with a lot of fight, I think. I'll just put it that way. We'll just put it that way. So let's keep clipping along here, and we got some Coinbase news, and now it's always something new coming. I mean, not Coinbase, sorry, Cardano. Always something new coming out with Cardano. They just launched Hydra now, what, maybe 2 weeks ago, if that. I don't even know if it's been 2 whole weeks. And we haven't really seen much in the way of price action with regard to them. You'd think that with all the stuff that they've been announcing and all the things that are going on, you'd see more upward price action with Cardano, but here it is. Anyway, Cardano powering Europe's digital product passport. Now, this is something that I think is a great use case for blockchain as a whole. I remember, I think what was the name of that one? Oh, I can't remember the one that was supposed to be specifically about tracking products from like their manufacturer all the way to the consumer. WanChain, I think it might have been was the one back in the day. WanChain. I think
it's the one Walmart uses. The one I'm thinking of.
Oh, there's much more than one, but I was trying to think of like the original one that I remember seeing back like all the way back in like 2017, I think. Anyway, the point is, I think that's a good use of a blockchain. And like it says, with every product now carried on now carrying a digital record of the entire life cycle from manufacturing to recycling, it ensures verifiable, tamper-proof information. So, I mean, huge for supply chains. Joe, any other thoughts you want to add into that? And Sadie, yeah, VeChain is doing that, but that wasn't the original one, I don't think.
I'm trying to think of the original one.
Yeah,
Or the one I'm
it
thinking
began with
of.
a W. I'm almost
Oh
positive. I
no,
just
then it's not the one I'm thinking of.
yeah.
Because that one, it was my first coin. It took me a long time to find, besides XRP. But I had to jump through a lot of hoops to get to it. BitBoy talked about it, and I was like, "Oh man, tracking and everything." But
There you go. Hey, Crypto Change Me is in the house. Yeah, the Trade Intuition Gang is here. Yes, get those magnets in the chat. There it is. Oh man. Well, either way, I mean, bottom line is that tracking of anything like that, the goods that you're going to be purchasing. It was baby food in China or something like that. I think was one of the things that was one of the first ones that they did. You know what? Huge, easy peasy to be able to track that and have confidence when you're buying it that it's not been tampered with, etc. So, all right, but we're going to keep going, kind of clip along here a little bit. Like I said, we're going over to Joe's stream a little early today. So hang tight for that. And let's see. How about this? Polygon to get integrated with MetaMask. I mean, did I say Polygon? Polymarket. Good Lord. Listen, I've been up since like 3 o'clock this morning. This is my second pot of coffee at this point. Obviously, it's not working. Woo! Polymarket. I mean, I love Polymarket. It's more accurate than pretty much anything out there when you start looking at stuff. Look how it predicted the election, for crying out loud. But let's, not getting down that road. But coming soon to MetaMask. I think that's a good integration, if you ask me, when you're thinking Web3 properties and that kind of thing. Any thoughts about that, Joe? Anything you want to add with regard to that?
Nope.
All right, fair enough. And then the integrations and partnerships and so on continue. Coinbase partnering with American Express. And now we've seen a few of these partnerships with like MasterCard and Visa and all this other stuff in order to get Bitcoin rewards. And right here now, they're doing the same thing with American Express to launch a credit card that will gain you some Bitcoin rewards. And listen, I think, me personally, my opinion, what do I know? I think that point credit cards are going to be going the way of the dodo bird pretty soon, because you've got, I mean, okay, if you really want to get cash back, those have been around for a while. But I think as the economy just gets worse, we're going to be seeing a lot more of this Bitcoin and crypto rewards become more and more popular. What do you say? You agree with me, Joe? Or what?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just we're already starting to see it, but now it's I think we're going to see the step up. LBC is in the house. Get those waves on in there. Appreciate you, Steve. I don't know if I gave you a shout out before, but I see you. All right, let's keep. Whoops, wrong button, folks. Wrong button. Like I said, not enough coffee, even though it's 2 pots deep, and we keep going. Now, you know what? I don't, JPMorgan, Citibank, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't give any care to what they got to say about the crypto space, to be quite frank. But that notwithstanding, there are going to be people, because again, people don't want to deal with the whole self-custody of their own cryptocurrency. So if you've already got an account with JPMorgan Chase or Citibank, whatever, you might just want to get into crypto and let them control your crypto for you and otherwise custody your crypto. And I'll take it on here. Those of us of a certain age are more likely the ones who are going to want to do that, right?
Or
But
people who are lazy, really.
Well, you know what, Joe? That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I didn't even consider that. I just figured, okay, these old people are going to take their little passbook savings and say, put some crypto in there. Oh, good Lord. Watch for my live Q&A session coming up in about 3 weeks for seniors. But anyway, let's read through this a little bit just to give you the the breakdown of what they're saying. JPMorgan is stepping up its commitment to the digital asset sector. And basically, in an interview on CNBC, they said that they're currently focused on developing a platform that will allow its clients to trade digital assets. However, the bank has clarified that direct custody is not part of the immediate strategy. Don't worry. Don't you worry. It's right behind this. I guarantee it. Because they don't want to miss out on that, right? Anyway, the custody issues remain outside the institution's strategic priorities for now, so it says. But all that is because they're waiting for clarity from Congress. Again, government shutdown, so that clarity ain't coming anytime soon. But as soon as it does, I guarantee you they're jumping in both feet. Anyway, JPMorgan has already started experimenting with its own deposit token. Okay, we've all heard about the JPM coin, right? And at this time, the bank closely monitors the evolution of stablecoins. Well, because there's clarification around stablecoins thanks to the Genius Act. So, and Citibank is right behind them, preparing a custody launch. Citibank announced its plan to launch crypto custody services by 2026. The global head of partnerships stated that the bank's goal is to introduce a credible custody solution to market in the coming quarter. So I would say by mid 2026, we're going to see this again for the same reasons that Joe and I were just mentioning way back in the beginning. They're going to be targeting, well, makes sense to target their own customers to start with, but they're going to be targeting, in my opinion, targeting that demographic, that older demographic. And maybe Joe's probably not wrong with the lazy demographic. I'm just, but especially the older demographic that isn't going to want to deal with, a wallet. What's a wallet? And can I just get a little story time in here? I happened to be out and about at the grocery store the other day, right after I came back from the conference in New Hampshire. I had to get a couple of things, and so I still have my shirt on, and I'm cashing out, and it was an older cashier, older than me. So there you go. And she asked about it, so I started talking to her, and she had heard of Bitcoin, which I'm sorry, I was impressed at that age that she heard of Bitcoin, and but was like, followed by, but I don't get it. And so I tried to liken it a little bit to stocks because I figured, okay, she was working at this major grocery store chain. Maybe she got a 401k, could relate to that, whatever. No, she doesn't even take care of her 401k. So this is the challenge that's coming up for that demographic. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was very happy with the fact that she even had heard of Bitcoin. So I guess something's going right. But to wrap their head, or for her at least, to wrap her head around that, wasn't it?
Yeah, to be fair though, in my opinion, it's kind of too late for that demographic, because you plan to hold it for 5-10 years. Who knows if she's got that? Not to be ugly or anything like that, but her kids, which would be about your age, perfect demographics, because they have 10, hopefully 20 plus years, and then their kids, that's the main demographics, because they can buy some and then just hold it for 30 years, because they're 10 years old right now. And then just teaching them to save it and just let it grow. And then when you are ready, you can actually use that and leverage it to buy your house without actually giving it up. You still have it.
Yep. And that's the tact I'm taking as I do these senior series things. And because you're right. I mean, even for me, I say it all the time. I ain't gonna make nothing out of this. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff that's put aside, that's been DCA'd into. It's just like, man, that's it. That's kids. Great. Well, not even kids, grandkids. All my kids out and on their own. You know what I'm saying? And LBC saying I had a boomer I don't know if I like that. No, I'm kidding. I had a boomer ask me what crypto to buy. I said, not financial advice. Very, very good. But Bitcoin. She then asked me about XRP. I was like, oh boy, boomers love XRP. Joe, what have you been telling people about XRP?
I tell you what, I don't think it's boomers. I think it's XRP has an army. Like they literally have an XRP army. And so it's everywhere. And it's, you search crypto or whatever, you're going to see XRP. You're going to see all these videos. Yep. You're going to see, XRP to $500. They're doing this and they're doing this with the banks. And so it entices them. It's like, oh man, like XRP is the way right now. It's only a few dollars, but it's going to be $500, so that's where their whole mindset is, because it's literally brainwashing them.
Yep. I will say that I had a similar conference. Well, I'll tell you what, the conference I just came from, great networking opportunities. And hopefully I'm going to be bringing some of those people on various podcasts and stuff. But much like LBCE just said right here, I had, wow, Bitcoin's kind of going up there, blah, 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 blah. What do you think about XRP? It was funny because I had to prefer, because as soon as they said it, I was like, oh, and he just looked at me and I was like, listen, I'm not trying to tell you what you got to do with your money, man. I'm like, I'm not a fan of XRP. And it's not meant for the general consumer. Could you make money? Possibly. I'm like, but man, I'm just saying.
Crypto changed me. He says the people that say XRP will hit $100, not even 500, 100, they don't understand market cap. And that is so extremely true. And I tell everybody, when it hits 589, bacon is going to be really expensive, because that's when pigs fly.
And there it is. And LBC saying, they like it because it has ties to banks. Exactly. They trust bank. That was what they were brought up to do, right? I mean, well, back. I mean, even I caught the end of it where, it was like, whoops, hi, Dave P. Hit the wrong button, but hi, Dave P. It was like, you could save because there was still a gold standard. You could go get your passbook, like I was laughing about earlier, savings account, and go in there and put the, your money in there. And it was still good because you weren't losing it, because it was, we're still at least based off of gold. But since then, you don't want to be saving in US dollar. I know I'm preaching to the proverbial choir here for everybody that's watching this, but if anybody's watching this on the replay and you're just kind of trying to think like, okay, what do I want to get into? Take the hint. Like LBC said, not financial advice. And for me, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, old guy, interwebs, but consider Bitcoin. And we'll just let it at that. We'll let it at that. All right, let's keep moving along here. And we mentioned it earlier. And for those who are coming over from Piper Academy, you already heard this there. Here we go. The DOJ adding 127,271 BTC into the holdings. So here we go, moving that on into the treasury assets back into the US. Again, as Piper mentioned, it doesn't state it here in this particular post, but as Piper mentioned, the DOJ had already had access to the help me, the keys that were compromised or whatever. And I'm sorry, brain cramp, man. Holy Moses, I need more coffee. So they just decided that now is the time to make that happen. All right. Now, I didn't ask Joe to go over it, but maybe Joe and I can talk about it a little bit, unless he wants to go over the chart. I'm to the point where I wanted to just mention all-time highs for silver. I mean, to quote Alexander G, holy balls. It's back. It is up over solidly $50. And gold, again, holy balls. It's just like crazy that they're, I closed out my
gold
screen.
Right now is at 42 and silver is at 52.58. It's crazy.
My God. All right. everybody, what do you think silver? Put in. What do you think silver's going to by the end of 2025? Put it in the chat. I'm curious to see what you're thinking. Joe, do you have any musings about that? What do you think silver is going to go up to by or down to, I guess, in theory?
Because the dollar is so weak and just everything from the economy. I mean, I've been waiting for a retrace, as we mentioned a few times, but
yep,
it's just going to keep on running, in my opinion.
Okay.
But it would be nice, $60 by the end of the year. You got about a month and a half. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, the way it's moving, I mean, $60 seems like a no-brainer, right? I mean, that thing is just flying like crazy. I mean, I get it. It's not, always straight up.
Right.
I completely understand
I would
that.
like to see a retrace.
Yeah, that would be healthy. I get it. And $75, Dave P is saying.
Nice.
All right, guys. What do you think gold's going to be at by the end of 2025? Yeah, Moon Boy. There you go. Hey, be a Moon Boy. It's all right. Go ahead and buy yourself some because yeah, I don't think you're going to go wrong. That's just my opinion. Joe, you want to posit about gold before the end of the year? What do you think?
For gold, man. Right now it's at 42. Shoot, man. Maybe 45.
You're less bullish than I am. I was.
I'm being very conservative because
Yeah,
it's literally gone straight up. Literally, it's
Yeah.
gone more straight up than silver.
Yeah,
So
I don't know about this, K Diddy, but whew, yeah, I agree with Crypto Change Me. 2026 is gonna be, yeah, for gold. I agree. I really, Joe, was laughing at people. Well, not laughing, but like very skeptical about people putting out like a $6,000 end of 2025 for gold. I'm not laughing. I'm not skeptical anymore. I wouldn't be surprised. I just wouldn't be surprised. Scary though that is. I mean, because again, like Joe said, it would be nice to have it retrace, make it look a little healthy, give people an opportunity to buy in a little bit lower, maybe on that retrace, that kind of thing. But yeah, folks, that's what I've got for today. We're actually ahead of time, Joe.
nice.
I can't even believe it. How the hell did we do that? Do you want to head on over and start getting your stuff set up, and then we'll send people over as soon as you're ready?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I have an appointment today, so I have to finish no later than 12:20 for my show. If I can finish earlier, 12:10, that would be perfect. So I'm actually start my show just a little bit earlier. I had it scheduled for 11:45, but I'll probably do it like a few minutes early. So we can get in there, talk about Bitcoin, talk about your coins. If you're on X, come on over to YouTube, smash the like. Of course, you'll be automatically forwarded to my channel. On my channel, I show you how to trade. I talk about the pros and cons of different strategies. So it's not just one way. And I think that's really important. But all right, guys. Well, I'll see you soon. Thank you so much. Don't forget, smash the like.
Yep. We'll see you in a few minutes, Joe.
All right.
See ya. Thank you. Yeah, I love Joe coming on over here. Again, he has to go a little ahead of us ending the stream because he's got to reset everything just because he's here. I don't know what it is about StreamYard, which is what I use to put these streams out, but it like just messes with his system. So I appreciate the fact that he is willing to do that literally every Monday and every Wednesday. And just to K Diddy put this up, yeah, interesting takes out there about the government reevaluating gold to the super high levels. Yeah, right. Again, if you came over from Piper Academy, Piper was going over that toward the end of his stream, and that's been kind of floating out there for a while, at least since the Trump administration had gotten into the White House, that kind of thing. So, man, I'll tell you what, if they do that, there's going to be some interesting things that are happening, but we'll see. We'll see. You're very welcome, Sadie. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, Steve. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. What was that? What did he just call me? Uh-oh. What did I do? What did I do? All right. So let me give you the wrap up, and then we're going to end the stream. We're going to head over Ray Joe's stream. But let's see. Tomorrow, matter of fact, channel members already have access. If you're a channel member here, you already got access. I'm dropping the first video from the Free State Bitcoin Digital Asset Conference that happened this past Sunday. I've got the first video edited up, and it's uploaded, and it will be dropping live tomorrow. So if you're not a channel member, you got to wait for that. If you are, you can head on over there and check it out now. Excuse me. This Friday, of course, Crypto on the Rocks, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure you're there for that. That's episode number 99. Next week, episode number 100. I am super psyched for that. We got a lot of people coming on in, posting about it on X. So make sure you check it out. I'm trying to list out everybody that has confirmed they're going to stop by. So make sure you're here this Friday and again next Friday. Appreciate that very much. And Saturday, I don't have anything going on. And normally I would probably try to jump in on BC Port Corp's Counterpoint live stream on his channel, but got a mind fiat this week. So watch for that. When he shares out those links, I'm going to share it on X. Make sure you're checking that out. It's 2 p.m. Eastern Time this week. He's going to be talking about the broken fiat monetary system. He's going to have Army Piper on there. Piper mentioned that during his stream. Daniel Diaz has confirmed this morning that he will be there. For those of you who love Daniel Diaz, and I do. He's always got the opinion, and if you're a gold bug man, he's right there with you. So obviously LBC will be there, and of course BC Port Corp. So make sure that you're checking BC Port Corp out this Saturday. All right, that's going to do it for this stream. Make sure that you head on over to Joe's stream. I'm going to forward you there right now. When you get there, CCM Raid in chat. All right, guys, appreciate you. Thanks for being here, and I will see you Friday night for Crypto on the Rocks.